Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to dip back in on the Gina Carano situation. We did a quick video the other night after it had been leaked that she was terminated from The Mandalorian, and there's been a lot of drama since then. So we're going to talk about some of the backlash and the rumors that the backlash was unexpected at Disney.
Yeah.
And they're kind of freaking out about it. And also the double standards that have been pointed out by many people in regards to this situation.
That's more my issue, is the double standard.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of walk you through what where we're at with the Gina Carano situation as we understand it. Some of the things we're going to talk about are verified. Some of them are rumors, and the things that are rumors, we'll tell you they're rumors, so shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 175,000, almost 176,000 subs. We do talk about pop culture. We talk about Star Wars. We talk about animation, comic books, whatever interests us, and this has kind of become the biggest story of the week.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know,
I don't know how you could not know.
Well, actually, the real world, a lot of people probably don't know.
Well, no, because the real world's going to get what the media spin it as. What I've noticed, the media keeps putting a spin on it that she was deserved it for phobic tweets. Even that's not what happened.
Yeah, there's already some spin doctoring going on there. So for those of you who don't know, let's just walk it back, because this probably is going to be a pretty long video. Gina Carano plays Cara Dune on The Mandalorian. She's one of the most popular characters on the show, next to Baby Yoda. I think she probably is the second most popular character on the show. She is apparently an outspoken conservative, and her tweets on social media and posts on Instagram have gotten her some backlash over the last couple months, especially in the highly charged political environment that we're in. And Basically Twitter. And she posted, it was on Instagram, right?
Well, yeah, that was on Instagram, yes.
She made a post the other day on Instagram. Star Wars put a statement out, Lucasfilm put a statement out saying that her post on Instagram was abhorrent, said that Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even children, because history is edited. Most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? And, again, with things being as polarized as they are, we're seeing it. We're seeing a lot of people, wrong thinkers, being demonized.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, what she said isn't wrong. I mean, people often say, how could this happen? That's exactly how it happened. Whether you like it or not, that's kind of what happened. Now, they're mad because she used, they think she went too far by using the Holocaust as her example. However, I want to point out that the same people who are allegedly angry about that post are also a lot of people going around calling people Nazis and Hitler if they don't agree with them about cartoon shows or movies.
You know what I saw today on Twitter, which was kind of disturbing, was a website where you could basically rat your neighbors out for being suspected Trump voters.
Really?
Yes. There was a website out there where you could enter the name and address and phone number of people you think maybe possibly might have voted for Trump.
Yeah,
so
why?
Rounded up and harassed.
You do know that in this country, people have the right to vote, right? And since he was the Republican candidate, they had a choice between him and Biden, so they voted for the Republican candidate. That's, just how that works in America. You're allowed to vote for who you want to vote for.
Not if it hurts my feelings.
I mean, I'm just like, that's what I don't get. And the kicker is, we're not even Republican or Democrat. We used to lean Democrat. Now you're libertarian and I'm independent, because I think both extremes are insane. But this stuff, I'm sitting here watching this, and this is crazy. And what makes it even worse was Pedro Pascal did the exact same damn thing.
Yeah, so this is where it gets interesting, because this has blown up into a full-blown culture war over Gina Carano. And Pedro Pascal, he's been posting some pretty spicy political tweets. And maybe Disney would ask him to take him down or whatever, but he never was in danger of losing his job,
right?
From my understanding. And now people are dredging up a lot of his tweets, including including this one where apparently he's got a picture of kids in concentration camps next to kids in cages, but people are pointing out that was actually, I believe in 2010, not 2018. It was Palestinian children from 2010.
So it wasn't even, in America.
American, yeah.
But the thing is, if you're going to argue that you shouldn't be able to make references to the Holocaust in any way, then that would be a real big problem considering how Pedro Pascal has done it, and he has not been fired. And a lot of these people screaming for canceling Gina Carano have also compared people to Nazis and Hitler and the Holocaust, and they are allowed to keep tweeting.
So let's back this up. Let's back this up even further, because we've been saying that basically Disney needs to step in massively at Lucasfilm.
Oh yes,
and Marvel Comics too, I think, and evenly dole out Mickey's justice.
The media, the mainstream media and the pop culture media, keep spinning this in a way to try to reach people that she is she put transphobic tweets. No, she didn't. So they keep spinning it that way. And what happened was, and I have the tweets, what happened was they asked her to put pronouns in her bio, because don't you know, if you are a celebrity, that you owe them your platform. They asked her to put tweets in her bio or pronouns in her bio, and she said, yes, Pedro and I spoke, and he helped me understand why people were putting them in their bios. I didn't know before, but I do now. And I won't be putting them in my bio, but good for you all who choose to. I stand against bullying, especially the most vulnerable, and freedom to choose 100%. So she said she wasn't putting it in her pronouns in her bio, and then defended those who want to and said that you have a right to, and I'm against people bullying you, and go you. That was her transphobic tweet. No.
Yes.
No. So that's what started it, okay?
Yeah.
That's the beginning. But then she got responses like this, which I can tell you for a fact. We get shit like this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Over cartoon shows.
Yeah, we get over cartoon shows. We get private messages, DMs, all the time. Every once in a while we'll post them, but mostly we think it's just legit insane people.
Right.
With too much free time.
So she says that because she wouldn't put her pronouns in her bio and they felt that was owed to them. This is what she got told. Gina Carano, block me before I stamp on your self-entitled transphobic COVID-loving head. Stinky lady.
Lady.
You're not the victim here, you transphobic hack. Oh, this is all from one day, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Disney, when are you going to fire Gina Carano for being openly transphobic and passive-aggressive racist? Because she wouldn't put pronouns in her bio. Don't be shy at Star Wars. Fire Gina Carano for being a transphobic piece of trash. Gina Carano, dumb transphobic bitch, I hope you lose your job. No, you're just transphobic trash, you dumb piece of shit. Fuck off, you stupid piece of shit. Fuck you, you transphobic piece of shit.
Almost as if the same person were writing under several accounts.
Hey, Robert Iger, your company is LGBTQIA plus whatever friendly. Yeah, Gina Carano has no place in The Mandalorian or any other Disney property. Her behavior is explicitly transphobic and disgusting, and so on and so on. Okay. Interestingly enough, as I have here, Robert Iger doesn't have pronouns in his effing bio. Okay. So to which this, and she got mad, and that's when she wouldn't put the beep bop. Was it boop or whatever, boop NPCs, bop, whatever it is? NPCs. Because and we'll talk, and that's what they're talking about. So when they go to the her being transphobic, that's what they're referring to. Which we're going to talk about that in a minute. So after she gets this is a tiny piece of the shit that she got, and this went on for months. I went and looked because apparently the problem was she is a transphobe because she does not put pronouns in her bio. Neither does Robert Iger. Neither does Moff Gideon. Neither does Jon Favreau. Neither does Justina Ireland, who puts out tweets that could be deemed by some as potentially racist.
Really?
Nor does Katie Sackhoff. Nor does Christina Ariel, who got called out for tweets that seemed by some to be racist. And then Disney defended her, by the way.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Star Wars did. So does Leland Shee. No pronouns. Dave Filoni. No pronouns. Pablo Hidalgo. Zero pronouns. Taika Waititi. He's a hater and a wrecker, but he doesn't have pronouns.
Oh, you transphobes.
So why aren't these people being canceled for being phobic? Because they do not put pronouns in their bio to support people they're LGBTQIA plus whatever. Why are they not canceled? So in response to the hate, this is what she said.
Yeah, so she was like, I know trans people wouldn't condone this harassment when they hear about children, women, and men who have contacted me thanking me for taking a stand against these bullies because it affected their mental health to the point of near suicide. that's happening. Yeah.
We've heard that too.
Yeah, Twitter's terrible. I mean, Twitter is terrible. They're mad because I won't put pronouns in my bio to show my support for trans lives. After months of harassing me in every way, I decided to put 3 very controversial words in my bio. Beep, bop, boop. I'm not against trans lives at all. They need to find less abusive representation. I don't think trans people would like all of you trying to force a woman to put something in her bio through harassment and name-calling every day for months, such as racist, transphobe, bitch, weirdo, I hope you die, I hope you lose your career, you're fat, you're ugly. Beep, bop, boop has 0 to do with mocking trans people, 100% to do with exposing the bullying mentality of the mob that has taken over the voices of many genuine causes. I want people to know that you can take hate with a smile, so boop you for misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm. If you were taking comments like this daily, and we get these kind of stuff all the time.
Yeah, we do.
You're going to get a little bit salty. And yeah, now, not everything that Gina Carano posts, politics and things, do we agree with. However, we don't agree with a lot of celebrities and everything they post, or people and everything they post. And that's okay. You don't have to, because they have a right to feel how they do about different things. But it seems that you're only allowed to have an opinion. You're only allowed to have a voice. You listen to women, respect women, as long as they vote the way we want them to.
Pretty much. I mean, we saw how easily the Twitter crowd turns on people they like even. We saw what happened with J.K. Rowling. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was
Noelle Stevenson.
You could be a Twitter darling one day, and the next day you're meat. You're basically and they just pick a target at random. Because, again, look at all these other Lucasfilm employees that do not have pronouns in their bios, and they were not singled out for cancellation. Gina Carano was, and because she fought back. You're supposed to basically just take it.
Right, not just that, because they didn't like what she liked or what she tweeted or what she, who she seemed to follow. That was the problem. Because don't you know that you have no say in anything unless it's what they say you should be able to do, because they're the boss. And that's what she's standing up against, is this load of shit cancel culture that people keep saying isn't true. Like hell it isn't. It most certainly is. Where they're trying to go around and they get to decide. I remember when the character came out, where the Cara Dune character appeared in Mandalorian, the same people were like, oh my God, it's amazing, strong female character. And they were actually accusing the people they keep, the Star Wars fans that keep trying to vilify all the time. They were accusing them of being against her because they were against strong female characters, and they all loved her. Yeah. So when they realize that the people they vilify all the time by saying they're misogynists and, calling them things like Nazis and Hitler, because, it's okay when they do it.
Yeah.
When those people embraced the character, oh shit, we can't leverage this now. So then they turned around and decided that they either had to get her completely on their side or that she had to be gone.
You have to turn to the dark side or be killed.
Right. Basically. But these are the people going around telling everybody that they are toxic Star Wars fans because they don't like this sequel trilogy. They were the ones saying that poor Kelly Marie Tran was bullied off of Twitter, as this is the kind of comments they make to Gina Carano, and this is last fall. Before, a lot of this. Hey, Gina, shut the fuck up, you fucking asshole. But that's okay. That's not toxicity, guys. That's allowed. That's just standing up for whatever the hell they're standing up for. But everybody else who doesn't like Star Wars movies or cartoon show are the real toxic fan people who deserve to be canceled and, that they hope lose everything because they didn't put pronouns in their effing bio.
Now, she's an MMA fighter. Would they tell her these things to her face?
No, that's the problem. Social media lets people think that they can just say whatever the hell they want. And the kicker is she's not going to back down. No. And, and it's probably good that she doesn't, because I'll tell you what, I am so tired of people being bullied and harassed by people who are yelling about bullying and harassment. We need people to stand up for us because we're being bullied and harassed. These groups of people are the most toxic, egocentric, narcissistic, bullying pieces of garbage I've ever seen.
Yeah. And
they'll literally tell people to kill themselves if you don't agree with what they say.
Oh, we've gotten those, and I post them. We've gotten those DMs from, again, anonymous people. They always write on platforms that they don't have to give their real name, like Instagram or Twitter or something like that.
Because they're cowards.
Because they're cowards, and we get them, and they're like, I hope you go kill yourself.
And the thing is, I'm not a big Trump fan. Everybody who watches the show knows that. A lot of you are going to be like, oh my God, you're not. No. Neither is Kneon. Neither one of us are. That being said, I have been watching this bullshit from these extremists for quite a while now. And anybody who's in the reasonable center is going to be looking at this. And I mean, reasonable center could lean left or right. And that's the majority of people. They're going to be looking at this and they're going to be like, what the literal hell is going on?
Yeah.
But they're being told by the media that it's because she said phobic tweets, but that's not what happened. They're excluding the part where she was abused and bullied, told to die, that she said beep, bop, boop, or whatever she said because they were harassing her about putting pronouns in her bio, when she was very polite and kind and supportive when she politely refused to do so.
Yeah, we've seen this before. We saw it with the Christina Ariel situation too, where the media spun it. And again, I think Lucasfilm, they've got some pull with especially pop culture outlets. And the way that it was spun was that Christina Ariel was completely minding her own business. There was absolutely nothing. And then people started jumping on her because she was black. Not pointing out that she had several tweets that were anti-white. Last spring, during the beginning of BLM, she said a lot of really heated things. She called white people all kinds of stuff. But they were like, oh yeah, she's just minding her own business.
Now, we also mentioned with both Gina Carano and Christina Ariel was that their friends have come out and said that they are not like that.
Right.
So we're like, we have to realize that their friends probably know them better than, what they put out there on the internet. So, if you have people going to bat for you, and Gina Carano actually had Pedro Pascal going to bat for her and everything else, you have your friends going to bat for you, you have to kind of wonder, like, okay, wait, but they're all coming out and saying that she's not like this, and a lot of people were backing her up and saying, no, that's not what, And if you're going to give one the benefit of the doubt, you have to give the other the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that's the double standard is the issue. Because you're supposed to be not allowed to tweet. Like, she's not allowed to tweet because everything she tweets is hateful and mean. But you have actual other tweets from other people that can be, taken as hateful and mean. But that's okay.
And, there have been some rumors that, behind the scenes that some folks at Lucasfilm decided, probably for political reasons, they did not like Gina Carano at all. They want her gone.
Yeah, this whole thing could be summed up with politics. I'm pretty sure.
If Gina Carano was constantly out there virtue signaling like Pedro Pascal.
Oh, they'd be loving her. She'd be winning awards.
Yeah.
100%.
Be like, oh my God, finally we have a strong woman in Star Wars and all the haters hate her.
Right, because strong women are only allowed to be strong women, and you're only supposed to be for about female empowerment if you're the right kind of woman.
Yeah, so they've been behind the scenes. Again, these are rumors we can't verify, but we have heard that behind the scenes there have been a cabal of people at Lucasfilm that have wanted her gone for a while. Because, Cara Dune kind of skyrocketed in popularity. And compare Cara Dune to Rey and look at, old school Star Wars fans and their, feelings toward Cara Dune versus Rey. And, it's very clear that they actually had a strong female character. Mm-hmm. So, again, this kind of lends some weight to the rumor of there being a civil war of sorts, in Lucasfilm. And now the latest rumor is that, they were already looking to get rid of her. They were just looking for something to catch her on. They happened to catch her with that Instagram post. And they're like, oh my God, she's like saying Republicans are being treated just like the Jews during the Holocaust. How dare she?
Pedro Pascal made a Holocaust analogies as well. But,
But that's Pedro Pascal.
He's a guy.
He is a guy.
He's
privileged.
I know, that's why, I guess. Apparently that's why.
That they've been looking to get rid of her, and they just were looking for this, to catch her on. Now, again, these are rumors, but they said that, supposedly behind the scenes, this has caused a ripple effect that Carl Weathers is not happy, that Robert Downey Jr. was actually in talks to possibly play Thrawn, and he's not happy. And that the Rangers of the New Republic is basically put on ice because she was supposed to be a star of that show.
Right, and I'm hearing Jon Favreau's not happy.
Jon Favreau's not happy.
Because him and Ryan Downey Jr. are like against cancel culture.
Right. And, Disney execs are flipping out. They did not expect this. Apparently, they did not expect this to happen the day before their big
investment call. We're going to do another video on that, and it was big nothing burger, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want cancel Disney Plus trending the day before your investment call when all of your hopes and dreams are pinned on Disney Plus. and you were going to razzle dazzle people with the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, and the word is that, yeah, the canceled Disney Plus movement did lead to a lot of cancellations. Now, is it going to be the end of Disney Plus? Hell no.
No.
But it sent enough of a signal to Disney that apparently behind the scenes they're really freaking out. I would not want that kind of press. So I'm like, what the hell went down that they decided to fire her the day before the investment call? Because they had to have known that this is their biggest show. She's one of the biggest actors on the show, and you just nuked her hours before the investment
right
call.
And her toys were selling out. I mean,
Yeah.
she's one of the most popular characters.
You know, they've got the retro style figures coming out. They're selling out. People said, even this Kenner Toys Twitter is like, are they still going to be okay making money off of it?
Oh yeah, they will. They'll have no problem with making money off it. They'll be like, oh well, she was in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, Disney, I'm getting really tired of this, game with Disney that, what's good for one person isn't good for the other. And it's like they need a actual code of conduct or something, because you have people that are saying things that should get them fired as well. And they are not fired. They actually get protection tweets. And then you have people like, Pedro Pascal making comments like, comparing Holocaust to, the Holocaust kids at concentration camps to kids in cages when it wasn't even an American picture, nor was even, from the U.S. And it wasn't even when Trump was president. Okay. You have that going on, and that's allowed. And the reasoning behind it was, well, it was a final straw because we don't believe in anything that should be allowed to be using the Holocaust. And then meanwhile, the same people that are supposedly offended about the Holocaust are the ones out there calling people Nazis. We did whole videos before discussing how you never use those terms, Nazis and Hitler, to call people names, because you're just lessening what the meaning of it is. And that's all you've done is you've made it a joke.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. But no one else is allowed to mention it anyway, unless you're the ones using it to try to belittle people.
Yeah, and it kind of has lots. So it's so weird to see people now be like, oh my God, you should never even ever invoke the Holocaust at all, when they've spent years calling people Nazis.
I know, exactly. And it's like, you don't get to do that.
So this was, again, the rumor is that this was a ruse, that Lucasfilm was already looking to get rid of her, that they were just looking for a technicality that they could use, and this is what they used. They're like, oh, she made a Holocaust bad, let's get rid of her now.
Yeah, but it's a double standard. And this isn't the first time Pedro Pascal has done that either. He, when the election was over, he basically said anybody who voted for Trump were like losers. He put a thing up, but losers, and he had a picture of the Nazi flag and the Confederate flag, equating Trump supporters to Nazis and Confederates.
Yeah, he took it down.
Right, but there was no backlash.
There was no backlash.
Some of the tweets that are mad about her aren't there anymore either.
No. And, really, I mean, we said before, look, I think people should be allowed to say whatever they want to say, but I think that Disney as a company needs to, especially with Lucasfilm, they need to be more even-handed. They need to have a little more control, I think, on the social media, because it's not just Gina Carano, it's not just Pedro Pascal, it's Pablo Hidalgo, it's people writing their books for them, their Star Wars books. They're out there causing all kinds of damage on social media.
Well, yeah, a couple of the people are putting some tweets out there that are very much, could be looked at as being racist. If you take racism as what its actually definition and not what Twitter says it is. Yeah.
So it's a huge mess. Now it's not all doom and gloom for Gina Carano. This shouldn't, surprise anyone. She is getting the star in a new movie produced by Ben Shapiro, who's Jewish.
Yeah, right. I know, right? I know.
So apparently, Ben Shapiro, Jewish man, conservative Jewish man, was so offended by Gina Carano that she's going to be starring in a movie with his studio. Now, what's interesting is I have heard about this. He moved the Daily Wire out of California because of all the shutdowns and everything out there. What I'm concerned about is that we're basically going to have like a conservative ghetto with entertainment.
Well, how do we know that's not going to how do we know that it's not going to perform well?
I think it will, but I think what's going to happen is we're going to have either a conservative ghetto or we're going to have, two entertainment industries.
And this is stupid. Yeah, I'm just going to call it out. It's stupid. I mean, maybe we look at it differently because we're more in the middle. But it's dumb. I mean, it's dumb that people, if they want to be far left, they can be far left. If they want to be far right, they can be far right. If they want to be somewhere in the middle, they can be somewhere in the middle because it's entertainment. At the end of the day, if you're playing a character, if you're making a movie, it doesn't matter. Like, there's a lot of celebrities I agree with. There's a lot of celebrities I don't agree with. And I don't agree with anyone 100%. So this is just stupid.
Yourself. Agree with yourself 100%.
For now. And then the next day I might be like, oh, no, I was wrong.
Yesterday me was such a bitch. Today me is so awesome.
Just wait for tomorrow.
Today me is so now. But I think we're going to see people with any kind of conservative or even moderate leanings kind of get pushed out of the mainstream. What's mainstream now, the mainstream entertainment industry. And there's been talks of like studios starting up in Texas or Florida or whatever.
A bunch of different places, yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how realistic it is, but clearly there's a demand for entertainment that's not woke.
Can we just have a demand for entertainment that's entertainment?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with politics. You don't have to be left or right. You're just making good shit because you're making good shit like it used to be?
No, because that's moderate and that's also bad.
All right, that's right. Because
if
you're anything right or far left, you are automatically all right. Which,
yes.
Good job there, Hollywood. You have pretty much just, turned off 85% of the people in the world or the country. And in the world, a lot of people in the world aren't even political in the same way we are. So, but if you keep all holding them to the same standard, so you just globally pissed everybody off. So, congrats.
Yeah. So, I mean, this whole thing is nuts. I personally think at the end of the day, get the hell off of Twitter. Mm-hmm. Get off of Twitter.
And Disney needs to put in some kind of social media guidelines.
Yeah, because it's clearly being unevenly enforced. And that's the biggest takeaway from this.
I was going to say, too, people keep saying this. Well, she needs to understand. If you say things like that, there's consequences. Okay, hold on for a minute. Hold your ass, because here I come. Here's the thing. If there's consequences, I agree with you. You can't, free speech doesn't mean you can say whatever the hell you want and there's no consequences. 100%. But the problem is the consequences only impact one type of person.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Pedro Pascal can go out there and make Nazi comments, no problem. You have other writers and stuff in the Lucasfilm story group and the High Republic shit, and they're allowed to go out and make comments that are potentially racist. That's not a problem. You have a lot of other people involved in Star Wars and Disney don't have to put pronouns in their bio. They're not phobic. That's not a problem. So the problem is you cannot say one person has to be held to one standard while everybody else has to be held to a different standard. And the only difference really is because one person might lean conservative. That's the issue. We saw the same thing with What's Her Nuts from Black Panther. Letitia Wright?
Oh, yeah. Are they going to cancel? Yeah.
They tried to, remember?
Yeah, they tried to cancel Letitia Wright, too. They loved her. Again, this is like Twitter. They loved her because they're like, yes, queen, black woman power.
Make her the new Black Panther.
Make her the new. And they're like, oh, she's a Christian. Ooh.
Yeah, that's bad. Work. So your sin is you didn't vote the way they wanted you to. But in America, you have the right to vote how you want. And this whole idea that if you voted for, you voted Republican, that automatically makes you some terrible, evil person who needs to be outed and punished is scary because, and they kind of proved her right, because you're allowed to vote for whoever the hell you want to in this country. And just because the media says somebody's a certain way doesn't mean that's the case. I've seen it time and time again. And I mean, I've seen it towards the people on the far left and towards people on the far right. So it's a load of shit. And this whole idea is basically making it turn into, and she's not wrong, there is some major parallels here. And it's troubling and worrisome. And as somebody in the middle and who basically says both the far extremes are full of shit, it's scary and wrong.
Yeah, it's going to get worse. I stupidly thought that after the election, everybody would calm down and things would kind of go back to quasi-normal. And it's actually getting worse. I mean, we're more...
That's because they won't stop. They won't step in. They will not step in and tell these people to shut the fuck up. Sorry, Mom, for swearing. Because I'm just like, if you're right, you're supposed to shut up. But if you're far left, you can say whatever the hell you want. It's just like, I'm sorry. There needs to be guidelines in place. And they have to be equal. And it has to... So what one person says shouldn't get to be allowed when somebody else can't say the same thing. And vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the double standard, and that's what happens when you've basically got a bunch of activists. I mean, we talk about this often on the channel. You have a bunch of activists that infiltrated entertainment, infiltrated the media. They hold all the microphones. They might not be the majority of people in the country, but they've got the biggest voice because they've got the platform. They've got social media lockdown. They've got media lockdown. They've got entertainment lockdown. So it seems like there, frankly, are more of them than there actually are. But you go out across America and the vast majority of people, again, like you said, the 85% are probably just like, I don't really give a shit.
Well, beyond that, the media needs to be called out because they are deliberately, they hide things that, and they twist the narrative and hide the evidence.
Yeah.
Basically, oh, she's this way because I said so. Where's your proof? Well, I said, or they deliberately, oh, because she said beep, bop, boop. What did you put in the what happened before that? No. You know, same with the Christina Ariel. They were out there attacking her these racists were attacking her because she's black. I'm like, did you put in why? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with anybody attacking anyone. I think it's bullshit. But I'm just like, if you put it in context, maybe people would be a little more understanding as to what the issue was. If you're so sure you're right, why do you hide the evidence?
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. Because they're not right. It's just that they can make it look right because, again, they've got the biggest megaphones and they can basically bully you into thinking that we've got
the bullying has to stop.
Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep, Clownfish TV, anti-bullying.
There we go. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.